Okay, if you don't want to have paper thin hair anymore, listen up. And no, this is not genetics. I'm going to pop up on the screen what my hair used to look like. Drum roll, please. Insane. And then I'm going to pop up on the screen my full transformation, but obviously you can tell by my hair, it literally gets thicker, longer every single month. I want to spill the tea with y'all, but just honestly really help you guys, because when my hair looked like this, I had the worst confidence, and actually I was bullied in high school for my hair. I was voted worst hair in high school, so the fact my hair looks like better than a lot of the populations is insane. And I know you're already thinking it. She's got extensions, she's lying, because I literally get multiple comments a day that I have extensions, that I'm lying. Or I've been using minoxidil, and I don't want to mess up my hair because I just took out my heatless curls. But like, you can just, I don't have extensions. You can tell by the fact that it would be on my scalp. So let's get into what has worked for me. So very first thing I recommend, if you're at the beginning of your journey, stop dyeing your hair, or minimal dye, or dye it a darker color versus bleaching, like a lighter color. And then also just try to minimize heat. Like, let's figure out what's going on. Now, next step is throwing out all your drugstore products, including anything that could touch your scalp. So not just shampoo and conditioner, but any aerosol, heat protectant, dry shampoo, texture spray, hairspray, doesn't matter, because anything that can touch your scalp, the reason why that's so important is because your follicles, your hair factory are on your scalp. They can get clogged super easily, and a lot of people are more susceptible to it getting clogged than other people. So I would personally suggest throwing out all of your drugstore, investing in a better line. But this is what you want to look for, not just an expensive hair salon, expensive Amazon bestseller recommended line. You want Scalp Prioritized, Scalp Focus for follicle health and longevity. Because if something's not made for your follicles, for your hair factory, for your scalp, why is it going to be good for your hair when your scalp grows your hair? You don't want anything to mask damage. You don't want anything to be a band-aid effect. You want it to actually work from the inside out. That is ultimate effectiveness for ultimate results. So every single person should be using a Scalp Prioritized line. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you have the best hair in the world. It could get better. And especially if you don't have the best hair in the world. But simultaneously get your labs checked. I personally, for my clients, read labs for free. Some people just are so lost and confused. I tell them what to ask for to bring to their doctor or medical professional, and I can read all your results and really come up with a plan for you that's completely hair focused. Obviously, doctors specialize in a million things, which means they're not really specialized. So I do specialize in hair loss, dandruff, all the things hair and scalp. If you don't know who I am, I've actually been in this industry for a decade. I think it's really cool that I have a chemistry degree. I've read all the research and the literature and the clinical studies, but I've also had my own transformation. So I just get it. And literally I'm staring at my hair right now and I'm like, what? Oh my gosh, if you could just go through the feels with me of being voted worst hair in high school and now this, it is truly surreal. So you're on a better line. You've gotten your hormones and your labs checked. We're getting some nutrients in. We're getting some supplements in. We're eating better. We're sleeping better. Yada, yada. We're getting some things balanced. Now you are going to oil weekly because you have this lipid layer on your scalp. Everybody does. Chances are if you're struggling with literally anything, your lipid layer is compromised. And most people's are, because you know how I said you need to be using a line for follicle health and longevity? Well, most aren't, which means that they're doing the opposite, which means that they're damaging your scalp, your microbiome, your lipid layer. So we need to replenish that lipid layer, lipid or oils. So you replenish it with oils, but not just random oils. Biomimetic mimics your scalp's natural oils, and non-comedogenic, doesn't clog pores. So don't just be using random oils. Definitely get the ones that I recommend. So oil weekly, you're gonna be consistent. Then you're gonna work in an active serum every single day, a growth serum, if you will, that wakes up dormant follicles, extends the anagen phase. You're gonna be consistent every single day. The very last step is length retention. So you can do this by products and habits. So I do heatless curls every single night. This is heatless curls. Then I sleep with a silk bonnet. Silk pillowcase is good. I just find my heatless curls look a little bit better if I use a bonnet. I also feel like it's that extra little bit of protection. A silk pillowcase is great, but I do think a silk bonnet is better. Sorry, my kid is always in a diaper because we live in the hot Okanagan, which if you're not in Canada, it's like the California of Canada. He also just doesn't like clothes anymore. because he's had it good with just being in a diaper. Okay, go see the tractor. Then gentle with brushing, gentle when you come out of the shower with a proper microfiber towel on your hair. And then length retention products, which I use a split end mender. I use a recovery serum, leave-in conditioner when I feel like I'm dry. If you're dry, if you're frizzy, you need to be using products for that, because otherwise it eventually leads to thinning. That's something a lot of people don't know. So anyways, you know, other than that, I didn't even get into scalp inflammation, but if you have scalp inflammation, sometimes you don't even know that you have scalp inflammation. That's one of the leading causes of thinning, but I do specialize in that. So if you think maybe you could have scalp inflammation, send me a message. I also used to suffer with the worst dandruff ever. My scalp would bleed. So that's another reason why my hair looked like shit. So anyways, I can help you with that though. That kind of sums up my whole protocol, my whole journey. If any of this went over your head, feel free to message me. My DMs are open and my consults are free. And I want to get you hair like this. Okay, bye.